A few weeks ago, whilst bumbling my way through the PlayStation store trying to actually answer the age-old conundrum of finding a game to play on the PS5, I was greeted with a truly mind-blowing piece of art that shook me to my very core.
Can you not tell I'm stunned?
It had all that I could ever ask for from a game, a super cool name, realistic dialogue and absolutely breathtaking graphics. I mean, it even had an actual release date. Ubisoft could only dream of that. But to any of you eagle-eyed viewers out there, you may have noticed something a little bit alarming. This is AI-generated images of Animal Crossing. This... What? In case you hadn't noticed, over the past couple of months there has been an incredibly alarming rise in AI slop, shovelware, garbage, whatever you want to call it, plaguing every corner of the gaming industry. With such wonders of modern art as shameless rip-offs using the exact same title as another game, or using as much of the same name as they can so it can be considered legally distinct, glorified PowerPoint presentations, ported mobile games, and full-on... Okay, I actually don't know if I can say this word on YouTube, so I'm gonna have to dance around it a little bit. It starts with H, ends in I, and rhymes with nice guy. I hope you can tackle that riddle. Not very subtle, am I? Whilst no platform is seemingly free from this nightmare fuel, Nintendo and Sony are by far and away the most standout examples of this, with the Switch's eShop obviously reigning supreme. I mean, if you've got a free moment and have a Switch to hand, open up the eShop, wait 4 calendar years for it to load, scroll to recent releases and wait for the floodgates to open. It's the second tab down. Can you imagine how easy it is for people to stumble upon this accidentally? So today I want to take it upon myself to subject these little peepers to the most nightmare-inducing, shameless, egregious garbage I can possibly get my hands on. Because if every major business, tech firm, superb owl advert, and random idiot attacking me in the comment section is telling the truth, this is going to be our future eventually, so why not get a head start? I am not a gamer. I came to this realisation relatively recently, when I realised that the main franchise that I'd played for a vast majority of my life was FIFA. I've been trying to sort of amend that. Like recently I've been playing through Ocarina of Time for the first time, hoping to upload that as a second channel video, and I'm really enjoying it. So for all the progress that I've made recently, let's completely undercut that and buy some absolutely terrible AI slop. And also, this is a disclaimer for you out there, do not purchase these games. I already feel relatively uncomfortable with the fact that I'm actually giving money to these people. There was no other way I was going to actually get a hold of these things. So immediately off the bat, there is 2 AI generated ones with Fashion Store Simulator for £7.19. Wow, that looks like a game that I want to play. Charles's Place, Choke Drinks. Why does it say Now that's a weird brand. Wow. That looks good. Goal! Look at the options you have. Start, music, sounds. I can't buy this. Wet Whispers, that is just an awful name for a game. Captivating anime puzzles, otherwise known as images. There's so many games like this. Look how awful the art is in this thing. Look at their eyes. Puzzles, passion, and irresistible beauty awaits me when I'm trying to solve a crossword. Bid Battle, Auction War Simulator Storage Hunter Bidder Edition, opposed to the non-bidder edition. Like, is there a version of the game that you can get where you can't buy things? This game looks so good. Definitely not something that was released on the PS2 in like 2008. I can also see, what does Desvault Games make? As their website says, Desavault Games? I'm not even 5 seconds into talking about these people and there's already been a spelling error. That absolutely does not bode well. But by the looks of it, they've been quite busy. Oh my god, Gardener Simulator, Grass Cutting Simulator, Subway Simulator, Car Flipper Simulator, Crazy Goose Simulator. Oh, I've always wanted to be a crazy goose. Image. It's like a YouTube thumbnail. There we go, chained climb together. This is what I was on about. Desvault made one, the well-known production company, and it's on sale for 83%. I can't not buy it. Released by our good friends at Desvault App and ID, Chained Climb Together is definitely not like anything you've seen before. You can clearly see they're standing by their tenants where they say, "We try striving to bring imagination, original ideas and excitement." I guess they only said they were trying to do that. Join a game. Oh my god, no, I don't have to... Oh, fuck. Do I have to play online with someone? No. No. I didn't think this through. Oh, for fuck's sake, Henry. I forgot it's an online game. But lucky for me, you can play this infamous multiplayer game where you are chained to another person on your own. So that's 2 parts of the title they're already lying about. I hope there's climbing. Oh, we're in. Oh my god, it really is a game. Whee! Is there fall damage? Can I perish? No. Can I drown? The questions you need to ask. Oh! Oh! Wow. Truly breathtaking landscapes. Oh, I was in water. Oh god, the frames! I'm just Northern Lion out for a stroll. Who wouldn't want to live such a thing? After taking in the immersive landscapes and beautiful scenery, I actually had to play this game, which is where my problems immediately started. Breathtaking. Oh! Breathtaking. Okay, I'll start. Oh my god, I keep forgetting about the big hole. I'll start. Ow! Game wants me to start. I've never played a Rage game before, so I don't know if this is universal or it's because the game only cost me $1.25, but the controls for this game were absolutely infuriating. Okay. I can't really move that much. We're aiming for that, and we've missed. Okay. Let's aim. Progress. I would just like to say, the thing that you sort of want when you're playing these sort of games is super responsive controls so you know what you're doing. Not being able to move like I'm on an ice rink because there's delay. No. Okay, just... Okay. Oh my god, why have you... Add to that the fact that the obstacles you're supposed to be aiming at and climbing up only render in when you're about 8 milliseconds from impacting against them. It's like suddenly there's a rock. And even when you finally started to get over the incredibly busted controls and actually make progress, you feel absolutely nothing because the game is so janky that it will look like you've missed an object by a meteoric distance, but will somehow Mr. Fantastic your arms up and get up there. Or you think you are 100% going to make a jump, this will happen. I would say I've already learnt a pro strat, which is... The sprinting is non-existent. I just love how the light glistens off his bald head and pupilless eyes. Oh Christ. Yep, just normal. We're moving, we're grooving, things are rendering in and out of the render distance. To the right of me, which definitely is not distracting. Oh, crikey. Oh, my word, that's a big jump. I believe! This is where I began to learn the true beauty of the game, and some of the more interesting mechanics that definitely weren't bugs, I'm going to say they're features, that some of you veterans out there may have completely skirted over. Like the fact that you can sort of do this and get up any obstacle. Has the person on the keyboard died? The pianist has had a heart attack. They've fallen asleep at the wheel and they are just headbutting one key. Oh! Yes! Yes! God, it is like a Fodian game. Victory! I have conquered the seas and land! Just ignore all of that, it's just eye candy. This is the real game. Grab every opportunity you see. This game is art. Desvault do not care if their games are good or function properly. All they want to do is make as much money as they possibly can. And again, you can see this exact thing shown in their website's terms and conditions, where they say, and I quote, Desvault app and ID does not warrant that our website, games, products and services will be uninterrupted, secure and error-free. To the fullest extent permitted by law, Desvault app and ID shall not be liable for any direct, indirect, incidental, consequential, or punitive damages arising out of connection with your use of our website's games, products, and services. What is happening here? What do you mean by punitive damages? Is Anime Girl's beauty puzzle gonna crawl out of the game in the middle of the night and beat me up in my sleep? After that, I moved on to the next thing I'd found, called Card Collector Trading Shop, which is very much in the same vein as all those other games, playing on the idea popularised by TCG Card Shop Simulator. I say playing on in very bold air quotes. That guy just... I don't like him. Play and collect unique cards, sell products and grow your business. I love that whilst I'm reading this, the timer for the day is going down. Talk to customer. Dialogue, what a name. Was that your father's name? Shockingly, the premise of this game is exactly the same as all the others that it's copied from. You're in charge of a store selling trading cards from the immensely popular franchise Beast Lords. We all love it, we all know it. I mean, I can't go a day without seeing such beloved icons like Glentor, Zenthra, and Varnock. That's a child. that is just a child. I didn't know we were in Victorian Britain forcing children to do our work for us. Obviously, I'm not expecting a lot from a game that cost me $5, but I would just like to say, I would have liked it if they put a little bit more effort into the actual cards themselves. If you could not tell by looking at them, they are generative AI, but the description for every card from a certain type is exactly the same. Lysara, water... Hang on. Water flows with both gentle grace and unstoppable power. Water flows with both gentle grace and unstoppable power. £14! Water flows with both... Did you know that water flows with both gentle grace and unstoppable power? Although you can pass the time by opening as many card packs as you want, hoping to find that one legendary card that will change your life forever. Oh, my god! Legendary Sand Spike! Look at that guy, he's just a big cactus! The real aim is to sell as many card mats, card packs and mugs as you can get your little hands on. Oh, I have to do maths! No, £2 or $2.08. Change 97! Can I give you this? No, damn it. I've got to do maths. Why did I put it at $4.94? It's such an annoying maths number. No! 4 point... God, it's so slow. Oh, why 25.06? 25. Oh, God, it's so excruciatingly slow. £4.94. I feel like I'm just working a job. I'm not. 56 cents. Stop buying from me. Please. As each and every customer that you encounter will have an unquenchable hunger for it. Mug. Have that, you... Stop! Leave my store. It's 8:30 p.m. Get out of my store. Have you not got families to go home to? This is a business hack that these gurus don't tell you. If you don't close your store, you can make unlimited money. The best part about this game is that it is unbelievably faithful to the experiences of actually working in retail. Not only does it play one track on loop for eternity, as it feels like your soul is being slowly sucked out of your body, but you physically cannot leave the confines of the store. You're bound to it, as you can only watch on as others live a life that you want to possess. Why are you allowed to leave? What makes you so different from me? Am I a peon because I work behind a checkout? This is only made worse by the fact that, just like the pack opening aspect, there are no sound effects to this game. Instead of actually talking or, I don't know, murmuring, we both sit in complete silence as they stare directly into my soul, waiting for their desires to be satiated. I guess you're back to buy more? I understand. The allure of gambling grabs a hold of us all one day. Although both games that I've shown so far are absolutely shameless in their theft, this one felt a lot more hollow to me. I don't know whether that's because it cost 5 times the price, or the fact that I was being made to do maths against my will, but something about it just didn't seem right to me.
I mean, it's just absolute bog standard, bottom of the barrel copying a game that isn't yours. There's nothing egregiously bad with it. The controls are a bit annoying with how slow the sensitivity is. Obviously ripping someone else's idea. This is the same vibe as those games back in the day on the Nintendo Wii, where it was like, what, Ninja Bread Man and stuff, but now they're being sold for £4 on Nintendo eShop.
This is an unbelievably common occurrence, with one studio pumping out a sheer tidal wave of games covering every genre, every season.
Got Rudolph's eyes!
Every popular game on Twitch that they can steal everything from, because for some reason it is the Wild West out here. Theft is completely okay in the video game industry. I would say it's actively encouraged. Let's try something else, shall we? Cute Puppy Academy Cart Pup Tales. The sole reason I actually bought this game was obviously because of the incredibly breathtaking generative AI, but more so the fact that it had cart in the title made me think, I don't know, I'd be looking after the dogs by day and drifting with them at night. But when I got to the homepage and loaded it up, the word cart was nowhere to be seen. The premise of the game was that I was now in charge of the Sweet Puppy Academy, which means, yes, again, there is another word in the title that is a lie. Every day I would be taking in more and more sweet puppies and looking after them. I would have to care for them, clean them,
because that seems how you wash a dog. Just really aim on the face.
play with them and feed them.
Wow, I just had the only thing in my fridge is dog food. I must be living good.
With the main goal of keeping the circles on the side full at all times. But at no point does the game tell you what any of those things correspond to. You just have to sort of figure it out. Oh yeah, you also have to teach the dog as many sick tricks as you can, which is quite cool. But I will say, if you do not do this, the dog cannot leave your house. And again, the game does not tell you this. This is going to cause me all sorts of problems later on.
This dog! Before the walk, you hide the toys you bought earlier in random places. The puppy's task is to find them. Look for the hidden toy in the forest until the pup... So I have to look for it. What? I thought it was supposed to be the dog that's playing, not me.
To keep you engaged while the dog continues to do dog things, there are a few fun mini-games scattered around that earn you mysterious bags of money. Like Throw Rock at Duck, Throw Rock at Scarecrow, Throw Rock at Target, Shake Tree, and for some unbelievably odd reason, gambling.
There's gambling in this game. Twinkle, mate, sorry about this. Papa's got to gamble, Twinkle. Go and find something else to do. Wow! I can't stop laughing at the fact that the dog is just very subtly off screen looking at me. You got to understand the hustle. How else do you think I afford to feed you? Okay, I've hit a horrendous run of form. Oh, there we go. It's all good. We're so back. Oh, we're so back. Oh, we're so back. Twinkle, mate, you're going to be able to have at least 2 bones. Twinkle, stop looking at me. Does he keep following? Twinkle, mate, stop it. Stop looking at me. There we go. No! Stop it, Twinkle!
After my latest get-rich-quick scheme was completed, and I definitely didn't spend 10 minutes of real time spamming one button, Twinkle was sent back home and we were introduced to our next Cute Puppy Academy member.
I'm destitute. I have nothing left. I hope I don't need to buy something. We go Pipsqueak!
Whereas Twinkle followed my every move and even stood by me during my gambling problems, Pipsqueak was a different animal. Well, he's actually the same animal because it's the exact same dog, but you know what I mean.
Come to me, Pipsqueak. Pipsqueak, where the hell do you think you're going, little man? Pipsqueak, come back here right now.
This was my first exposure to the absolute Giga Chad that was Pipsqueak. They had no allegiances, no brain power.
Come on, Pipsqueak. I can see the single cog in your brain turning. I wonder where the toy is. There we go.
All they wanted to do was occasionally stare at fences and then slow turn to the camera every now and again.
What was that turn to camera?
You know when I said earlier on that one thing is going to come back to bite me later in the video? This is that moment. This is where I suddenly realised the error of my ways.
I have to Oh my god, I have to do... Oh my god, I do have to... Oh no. Oh no, I've created a problem for myself. Okay, Pipsqueak, mate, we've got to go back out walking.
Basically, there was a set list of accomplishments that you had to complete before you could send the dog home, but I did not realise this because, again, the game does not tell you this. Most of them were unbelievably easy, like getting Pipsqueak to respond to me calling their name, but then others were a little bit more time-consuming, like painstakingly getting Pipsqueak to find every single toy in the park, when his brain consists of a loose stack of pebbles.
Come on, Pipsqueak, you sack of bricks for brains. Come on. Where are you going?
This also translated to the final task, which haunted me to my very core. I had to get this tiny dog to learn one trick. I thought it would be unbelievably easy, as he's just shown that he can find things, that I would just play fetch with him for a little bit. All he had to do was return 3 things to me.
Maybe. No! He looks at them as he goes by. That's the worst bit. He's just gonna walk past it again. Oh my god, this dog. Pipsqueak, please! He's looking at it. He's sitting on the ground. I'm gonna cry, Pipsqueak. I'm gonna cry.
After all of this, I ended up buckling and tried to teach him another trick instead, which was to lie down on command.
We've got to do one more, Pipsqueak, then you can go home. You can see your family again, and I can buy a different game. Lie down again. Oh! Get out of my house, you devil dog. That's enough of that game. I played that game for so long.
Outside of being bullied by a tiny dog called Pipsqueak for about an hour, I've got to say this game was a lot better than the first 2 I've played. It still was not a good game, but in comparison to the stuff I played at the start of this, it's light years ahead. But again, it is not free of thievery. This is very obviously a carbon copy of Nintendogs, or I don't know if any of you played these things, those pets games that were released on like the Wii and Nintendo DS in like the late 2000s. But for some mind-boggling reason, they just chose to market this game and have every screenshot and PNG in it be made using generative AI, which I just don't understand. I don't think a world exists where you go through with doing any of this and the reasons for doing so aren't scummy. I can only imagine that you've done this in the first place because you want to catfish people into thinking your game looks better than it actually does. And then when people open the game and realise that they have been catfished, it's too late. Because on most platforms, once you've done that, you can no longer return your game. That's what boggles my brain the most about this. This is so easily solved by Nintendo and Sony simply allowing you to refund a game like you can on Steam. Yet for some reason, they are allergic to it. And this allows the scam to not only exist, but manipulate and morph into the situation we have now. By no means is there an actual epidemic of millions of people falling prey to this every single day, but the sheer fact that this thing exists shows that enough people fall for it, and again, if we're being totally honest with ourselves, kids fall for it. I just don't see any redemption in this. This isn't just a Nintendo problem. Over on the PlayStation, the situation wasn't any better.
It's a little trickier to find the ones on PlayStation sometimes, with the only encounters I've had with them being completely random. Normally you can see a lot of them in the wish list section, but PlayStation apparently have cracked down on this. Makeover Fashion Project is on the same page as Ghost of Yotai. It's just a candy shop simulator. That child is horrifying. Cat Life Simulator, Collectible Cars Simulator. That is horrifying. Look at that image. Two Hands Hospital Assistant Simulator. Look at that man's face.
While the Switch seemed more focused on awful simulator games and rip-offs of more popular ones that run at 2 frames a second, Sony's store seemed to focus on ported mobile games.
The Jumping Boy. Oh my god, look at the difference between that and that.
Like Spin Around, Vaulting Champions, Crowd Run, or our next game, Sumo Rumble.
This is the game, isn't it? This is the game. This is the game. This is definitely the game of all time. So, I'm gathering this is a mobile game. I paid money for this. I lost!
If you couldn't tell, the basic premise of this game was eat food, get fat, don't run into walls, and beat someone up. It's an Oscar-worthy premise if ever I've heard one. The most glowing review that I can give of this is the fact that it would not look out of place as a YouTube advert. That's it. Oh yeah, I also 100%ed it in 7 minutes.
Complete level 9, complete level 10. Oh my god, there is 10 levels. I've been playing this game for 7 minutes and I've got every single achievement.
After that quick detour, I decided to move on to my next game, which again was another YouTube advert looking game by the exact same company, Nostro Games, called Sled Riders. When looking into this company more, they are seemingly the sole contributor for this entire phenomenon, pumping out rotter after rotter like their life depended on it, and of course legally distinct knockoffs of more popular games like Planet Divers, Collectible Card Shop Master, Fool's Pub, and most hilariously Only Up Rush, which is like theft inception considering Only Up was like the most flagrant example of stealing things and calling it a day.
So this game was an absolute scam of a game. It stole a bunch of assets, stole a song, made that the song When You Fall, and they probably made goddamn $1 million.
Going back to Sled Riders, it was okay. It was miles better than the sumo one. There was actual haptic feedback on the controller, there was a happy little whale, and you could just absolutely annihilate some snowmen. But I couldn't help but be confused by this game in particular, not because there were like complex mechanics or like an incredibly interesting story. When I found this game on the store, it was obviously advertised and marketed with these weird generative AI images, which was the reason I downloaded it. But then when I actually purchased it, finished downloading it and went to the home screen, the logo changes. This sort of makes me think then that it's like a company-wide initiative to use this weird AI garbage, and in the process the game loses all the heart that it has. Everything seems so weird. Speaking of weird, things are about to take a little bit of a drastic turn, but do not judge me. So far I've made an effort to play every single type of game that this weird phenomenon throws up. But unfortunately, that does leave one more category. Let's play Anime Girls MMA Tournament.
Right off the bat, immediate generative AI. Am I dumb or is that Taylor Swift in the middle?
As of recently, I've started playing Punch-Out of an evening, and I've been absolutely gobsmacked at how good that game was, considering it was released 11 years before I was born. And I've got to say, I got the exact same feeling whilst playing this game. It feels like I'm witnessing history here.
I don't know if I can show this. What is this game? Okay, so okay, so I've got hooks. Oh my god, I've been rocked! Yes, have that. Oh, she has perished. Why are they wearing what they're wearing? Is this what my days have come to?
The plot of this game is incredibly complex, so try and keep up. You are an anime girl that looks like they have 5 o'clock shadow, fighting non-anime girls, working your way up the ranks until you can finally fight another anime girl that has slightly different hair colour to you.
I've just realised that's not how you spell beginner, it's beginner. Amateur.
There is also a little teeny tiny quirk to the game in the fact that if you just push the right stick up, you will do this move, and this is the only move you will need in the entire game. I won 8 fights in a row, including 2 title bouts, by just pushing the right stick up.
Do you start out with the intentions of making a game like this? Or is it like, was this a fighting game that turned into this? Or like, are you like, no, I'm just going to scam people with a game that's this bad? I'd genuinely be interested. You'd think at some point the people watching like my fight footage would potentially realise that I may only have one move.
I think there are points in human history where we can all collectively look back on and realise that those are the moments that change the world around us. Like the first steps on the moon, the fall of the Berlin Wall, and of course, Anime Girl's military strike.
She's only got 4 fingers. Oh my god. I'm shooting this person. Okay, there we go. Jesus, that's not the attire I should be wearing to battle. Oh my god, I actually don't have a lot of health left. Hooray! Yay!
Snarkiness aside, this game was by far and away the most enjoyable experience I had throughout this entire process. Not because it was a good game, but just because it's just so unfathomably weird.
Okay, yeah. Are you alright? Are you good? Is this a good game? Oh my god, I can't. The game could not handle me killing 2 people at once. I'm shooting you in the head from point blank. What is happening in this game? What the hell? Look at my scope.
I played it for 30 minutes and I 100%ed the campaign. I say campaign, it was just the same map repeated over and over again and you just spawned in different locations.
This is the hardest game alive.
Late last year when I was in the initial process of researching this video, I remember stumbling upon an article in Nintendo Life by Jim Norman in which he interviewed a series of game devs to talk about their experiences with the current state of the eShop and whether it was beyond saving. In it, there was a quote from journalist and game writer Kate Gray, which has sort of stuck with me. The barrier for making games is lower than ever, and that's great for accessibility, but it does mean that bad actors can make games too. The reason AI fans are excited about it is that they no longer need talent to create things. It just means creative bankruptcy and widespread artistic theft. Throughout this process, thoughts would constantly plague my cranium, going along the lines of everyday things like, what am I doing with my life? Is this really what I'm spending 2 degrees on? To more specific, hard-hitting things. Time and time again, I was constantly rocked by the quandary of, what was the point in any of this? I just don't understand any of it. What would compel someone to do this in the first place? When I was actually scrolling through stores trying to find games of this ilk, it sort of cemented in me the gravity of this situation. Like, so many people's hard work is being neglected and glossed over in favour of watching some anime girls ragdoll about or watching a stickman get fat. Again, I'm not saying that these games are winning awards or changing the world, but their sheer existence lowers the chance of other people's work getting discovered.
Cat president. Hell yeah, brother. Wish list that. Now this game looks good. My god. I want to play this now. This game looks great. What is that, boy? This isn't the sort of game I'm on about. This game should be pushed everywhere. This looks great.
People would have spent years and years of their life pouring their heart and soul into something they deeply care about, only for some idiot using generative AI to oversaturate their own market by steamrolling in and poisoning the well everybody drinks from. As a fellow dumb man, I would like to think all of this comes from a place of ineptitude rather than full-on maliciousness, but I just can't see that being the case. Like I keep saying, the only reason anyone in their right mind would do something like this is to manipulate people into believing their game looks different than what it does. Or plain and simply that it's another game played by one of their favourite YouTubers and streamers. They are trying to make the art of being creative the next big money-making scheme. I think all in all, at the end of this, I've learned 3 very crucial things. No matter how many people protest and how much energy it uses, people will continue to use generative AI. There's simply too much money involved now for it to stop, especially when every other advert you see nowadays is another tech firm trying to shove it down our throats. You can also guarantee that from here on out, it is going to get a lot worse as people become more familiar with it, especially with the release of the Switch 2. And most of all, if any of you have a dog named Pipsqueak, sleep with one eye open. That little mastermind is plotting something your mind cannot comprehend. Thank you for listening to me waffle about something incredibly different for once. I hope you enjoyed the change of pace. And also, before I go again, a massive thank you to all of my Patreon members. You are incredibly kind souls, and thank you for supporting me. A million thank yous to Brimslop, Citrus Segment, Cami Johanning, Harold Marson, Adam D.Y. Ross, Scara, Beverly Smith, and Orlando Guy. And hold tight, Patreon people, because very soon, it was supposed to be a few weeks ago, but things have been going on in my life. I'm fine. I'm going to be uploading a special video, especially for you. It's going to be something on gaming again, so hang tight. In a bit.